Hey, this is your host, Greg Mengelt. Please check out my daily podcast, Greg and his friends talk sports. Every day, my friends are talking about the Colts, the Pacers, the Fever, IU, Purdue, IndyCar, national sports, local colleges, and of course, high school sports. Whatever Central Indiana sports fans are talking about, that's what my friends and I are talking about on Greg and his friends talk sports. Again, it's every day on the Central Indiana Sports Report. I put a lot of work into it, and it's a lot of fun. Please do me a huge favor and give it a listen. Welcome, sports fans, to a special edition of the Central Indiana Sports Report. Our recap of the Class 2A Eastbrook Sectional Semifinals on Friday night. Coming up, Grant Shouse has a recap. He called the Blackford Eastbrook game for the Action Sports Network, and then I spoke with Blackford head coach Aaron Daniels about the win, as the Blackford Bruins will take on the three-time defending champion Wapahani Raiders. Michelle, and the championship game on Saturday night. You picked Wapahani. It should be a great game.
It should be a great game. One of the biggest reasons I picked Wapahani is I thought Blackford might have a couple of tough games, and they did. I thought Wapahani had a good draw, and their experience. I won't be surprised if Blackford wins. I said it all along because they have Leggett and Kitterman, and those two have played very well so far. Like Leggett did that first game. He was kind of limited, but I'm sure just having him on the court makes
Still 9 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yes,
he's getting the job done.
And people are keying on him. So, and Kitterman stepped up and made the shots, made people pay for the overemphasis on Leggett.
Plus, as we'll hear from Coach Daniels, he was guarding the best player from Eastbrook, which was something he debated whether he should do or not, and it turned out to be a good decision.
It did turn out to be a good decision.
All right, Michelle, sticking with the prediction of Wapahani?
I will stick with the prediction of Wapahani. I don't back away now if Oh,
I forgot to mention Wapahani beat Burris 68-39, I believe, was the final score.
It doesn't mean I'm not rooting for Aaron and,
of course,
and the Blackford Bruins. It's just I believe in. I make a prediction.
I know every one of the kids on the team. I love Aaron, and I picked Eastbrook to win this sectional because, and I think we saw tonight, and kind of the same reason you had. Blackford had that really tough game with Alexandria. I wasn't sure they could even beat Alexandria. And then you have a tough game with the host team. And I thought that might be a trap game for them. It wasn't. They came away with the win and now face Wapahani in what should be a great championship game. I can't wait to be there, Michelle. And now here is our friend Grant Shouse of the Action Sports Network with a recap. Thanks, Michelle, for helping out.
Always a pleasure.
Joining Michelle and myself now for an Eastbrook sectional recap is straight out of the hot tub, Grant Shouse of the Action Sports Network. After calling the games tonight, had to get a soak in, and now he is here ready to go for a recap. Blackford and Wapahani. Grant, let's start with Blackford. That was a good game, wasn't it?
It really was the competitive game. Eastbrook got off to a nice start. They were up 11-5 after one. Eastbrook's defense for the entire night held Amari and Leggett to 10 points. Mason Kitterman was the guy that picked up the scoring for them. 22 points for Kitterman. The biggest turning point in the game was Kitterman and Blackford were up 5, and he hit an and 1-3 in the corner. Bodie Howe for Eastbrook fouled. Looking back at the replay, Scott Hunt showed me there was minimal contact, but he hit the 3 in the corner and got fouled and had to shoot one free throw, and that pushed it up to an 8-point lead. And Eastbrook was able to kind of dig itself out of that hole. They got down 3 with 30 seconds to go. They had the ball with a chance to tie the game, and Eastbrook had one timeout. They elected not to take the timeout and play through it, and ended up getting tied up, and the arrow pointed to Blackford, and it was all academic from there. They hit big free throws down the stretch, and they're going to the sectional championship.
Grant, I know that Leggett was great, played some really good defense on Caden Jones too. Obviously, Mason Kitterman had a career night. But, man, everybody on that team made a big play or two, didn't they?
Yeah, Leggett made a couple big plays there down the stretch. He actually missed 2 key free throws that could have pushed it to 5, and Eastbrook got the ball. That's when they were down 3 and ended up turning it over. But Leggett made some big plays when they needed him to, but Kitterman was just that guy tonight. They don't win that game without Mason Kitterman.
Great kid. Glad for his success, Grant. But I think it's safe to say that they're going to have to play better on Saturday night than they did Friday night. Got the 3-time defending sectional champions, a program that all they do is win sectional games, right?
Yeah, and they had to play well Tuesday night to win the game. They had to come back to win the game Tuesday, and they just kind of held on to the lead on Friday. And they're going to have to play a more complete game, probably more complete than the last two they've played, if they want to cut down the nets. I'll go on the record now and say I think they'll win the game Saturday. I think they'll go to the regional and probably end up playing Lapel. They are going to have their work cut out for them Friday. That is still a solid Wapahani team. Their coach, Jeff Andrews, who was the longtime assistant with Matt Luce, same system that Matt Luce and them ran that took them to the state championship two years ago.
Yeah, Coach Andrews has been a big part of that success.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And they've got Eli Andrews on that team, who's still really good. Caleb Henderson's really good as well. That's gonna be a really good game on Saturday over at Eastbrook.
All right, Grant, you've seen Blackford, you've seen Wapahani. Which team has an advantage where, with the exception of Marion Leggett, because everybody knows he's the advantage for Blackford?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think that Blackford has pieces in the right places to win a championship. They have a guy like Reggie Duran, who's a stand in the corner kind of guy, get the ball when he's open and hit a couple threes every game.
Been a guest on the Central Indiana Sports Report.
Greg, you may not because you weren't here. I mean, you were here, but you weren't in tune with it yet. But Blackford, when they had Luke Brown, also had a kid named Brandon Strobel. And Brandon Strobel was a great friend of mine and was a great kid and a great player. And I think he scored 1,000 points. He was a great player for Blackford when they had Brown, and he was probably their number 2 guy. Mason Kitterman, I think, is a better version of Brandon Strobel.
Oh, that's a big compliment.
That is a very high compliment.
And I think that Kitterman is a kid that just makes plays when they need him to make plays. Like, he hit 3 after 3 tonight when they needed to have a 3 to push their lead. He just constantly kept making big shots. If he hits big shots in crunch time on Saturday, because it's going to be a close game, I'd imagine. If he hits big shots on Saturday in a close game, that's going to be how Blackford wins the game, is which version of Mason Kitterman shows up.
Adding in Petro helps a lot, too. Just gives it another big body who can play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he threw down a nice 2-handed dunk tonight. He only had 3 points. He is a great player. He is a nice addition, and he couldn't have became eligible at a better time for them. He came on at the perfect point in the season where they just absolutely have to have him. And it helps when he's a little bit of your best-kept secret if you're Blackford in a way. He comes off the bench. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's long. He's lanky. He's athletic. He is a really, really good player for Blackford.
Grant, the fact that Wapahani has been there before and that experience and that atmosphere and how to handle it, is that a little bit of an advantage for the Raiders over the Bruins?
I think it's a huge advantage for Wapahani. But I think Blackford has been in situations this year where they know how to play against that and know how they can try and navigate through it, where Wapahani, I don't know what Wapahani's been through. I know that Blackford plays a significantly better schedule. Out of their last 12 games, they're 6-6, but I know we talked about this the other night, but look at who they played in that stretch where they played Fort Wayne Snyder, they played Oak Hill, they played a solid Northwestern team who's got a shot to win a sectional on Saturday night as well. So they've played some really good competition in February, which has led them to this point. But like I said, they're going to have to play a more complete game, more complete than the last 2 they've played this week. So I would give the advantage to Wapahani due to tournament experience. I think that really will play a factor on Saturday night, is that Wapahani has been here and Blackford really hasn't over the years.
In my experience in all my years of covering sports, I've found that sometimes where that advantage comes, it can be at the start of the game, more relaxed shooting, and then it can really be in a tight late stage game where some kids want to get tight, but the experience just you've been there, you've done it before, so you're a little more relaxed in that situation.
And Grant, will you be calling the championship game on Saturday night?
I am proud to announce that my basketball season is over in terms of broadcasting. Friday was the last game. The only teams we have remaining are all being covered by someone else. We've got Marion still alive. Southwood and North Miami are still alive. They're playing each other. And, of course, Oak Hill is still alive. So I'll hop on the Oak Hill train Saturday and go up to Manchester and watch them beat Rochester and try and win their first sectional championship in 8 years. So I'm looking forward to that. And it's sad the season has to come to an end because it was such a fun season, called a lot of games, met a lot of people along the way, and made a lot of money doing it. This is a really fun season, and I'm, of course, have about a month off here, month and a half off, and then get into baseball and softball.
Well, we look forward to that, and hopefully we can get a report from you from Manchester on Saturday night then.
Yep, absolutely. I'll be your Oak Hill guy the rest of the way.
Love it. Thanks so much for the time, Grant.
Yeah, go cheer on your alma mater.
Yep, I will do so.
Thanks so much, Grant. Go enjoy your hot tub. Thought that hot tub was going to get between me and this recap. Please stay tuned for a very happy and relieved Blackford head coach Aaron Daniels. Well, Coach, you knew it was going to take 3 tough, gutsy performances to get this job done, and you're 2 for 3 now.
Yeah, we got Eastbrook's best punch tonight. They really played a great basketball game. They came out with 2-3 zone and extended it, something we did not expect at all. They did a great job executing. And I tell everybody, when you have Mari, we see triangle in 2, we see box in 1. We see something different almost every single night. And they did a great job against them. They held them to 10, but what a gritty performance by our kids. And Mason Kitterman scores 22 tonight and hits some massive shots. Just a really, really good win when you're going to try to make a sectional, when you want to compete for the sectional title. Just a gritty performance by our kids.
That's 2 in a row now, and your team is really playing well, Coach.
We are, and I really think that last weekend of the year, the Northwestern and Snyder game, Snyder's a 4A powerhouse, and we had them on the ropes, and I think everybody kind of realized what this team's capable of. And a night like tonight, when, if you tell people Money Leggett, they held them to 10 points, you'd say, man, they really struggled, and we did at times offensively, but come out on top. It just shows the maturity of this team and the me-first attitude, and the team is really coming around and playing their best basketball right now.
And you got a little bit of performance from everybody, even though Mason and Mari did most of the scoring. Jacob Dillon had some big moments. Eli had some big moments.
Reggie Duran hit a massive 3. Eli Petro had a huge dunk, in some moments, and Jacob Dillon had probably the biggest possession of the game. We're up 3 and they have the ball. He gets a tie up and puts the game, kind of in our hands. We get the ball on a tie up and they have to foul. And so each one of our kids had huge moments, and it was really a team win. I mean, Mason Kitterman carried the load offensively. He was fantastic, but Money Leggett, we had him chase Caden Jones all night, and he's a really good player for Eastbrook. And, crazy on my part, probably to have your kid that averages 30 a game, in a gym that was 85 degrees tonight, chase their best player was a little crazy, but man, he did a fantastic job. I'm just so proud of all of our kids.
Mari, it seems like he's grown up as a defender as well.
He has grown up as a whole. I'm not gonna lie to you. Early in the year, if he'd had 8 points late in the game, there was times he'd be frustrated, and he wasn't. Like, he just wants to win. And some of his comments in the last 2 games that he's made to me, just on the court, just shows the maturity level. And that's the one thing. We know he has all the talent in the world. And so for him tonight to go, guard Caden Jones and chase him all over the floor and defend, like when he locks in for 32 minutes, it's no longer just the scoring output that is giving us. It's his leadership, it's his defensive abilities, and we know his athleticism. We know he can defend at a high level. And when he locks in and defends and doesn't gamble, boy, he brings something to the table that you just can't. Most kids in our area and in the state don't have that ability.
All right, Coach, Wapahani for the sectional championship on Saturday. And you look at the side-by-side comparison, the resume, as reporters are known to do. I think you come away with Blackford as the favorite, but This is Wapahani. This is what they do. They win sectional games, and again, it's going to take a great performance from your guys to do this.
Well, and I've told the kids, I've told our fans, I've told everybody, until somebody beats Wapahani, they're the team to beat. They have dominated this sectional. These kids, they've got 2 kids that have started and have played in multiple semi-state atmospheres. These kids are not going to be intimidated by a big moment. And until somebody knocks them off, it's theirs to lose. And so we know that it's going to take 32 minutes of a complete basketball game tomorrow night, where we really lock in, and we have to, it's a short prep. It's a 1-day prep. You got tomorrow morning where we come in and we prepare and we get ready for them. But it's a quick turnaround, and it's something where we know that we are capable of beating anybody when we play well, but we have to come in with the game plan, and come in locked in, ready to go, and ready to perform.
Coach Daniels, thank you so much for your time. Can't wait to watch you win a sectional tomorrow night.
Oh boy, I hope you're right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the coverage.
Thanks so much to Michelle for being my sidekick all night Friday night, and to Grant Shouse for the report from Eastbrook, and of course to Coach Daniels for joining me after every game to talk about his Blackford Bruins. I will be at Eastbrook on Saturday night with a full report from the championship game, and we will also have a report from Elwood, and apparently, as we learned on this podcast, we might have one from Manchester. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.